shame. Who could carry that kind of weight? It was my turn till I met you. I was breathing but not alive. All my failures I tried to hide. It was my turn till I met you. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. Now your mercy has saved my soul. Freedom is all that I know. The old made new. Jesus, when I met you, you called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. Now your mercy has saved my soul. Freedom is all that I know. The old made new. Jesus, when I met you, you called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. I needed rescue, my sin was heavy, but chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter, I was an orphan, now you call me a citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you were my healing, now your love is here and I'm breathing. I have a future, my eyes are open, 'cause when you call my name, I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, where is he? He's just not sitting down here. I just realized that the computer isn't plugged in and it's going dead on me. Give me 1 second. It's like, I got a new computer. And so do me a favor. Tell me if you can hear me and see me and everything seems to be working okay. Oh, I never turned on the comments. I'm sorry. Oh, my. Yeah, I just sat down. All of a sudden the screen dimmed. And I go, why'd the screen dim? And I go, oh, crap. It's not plugged in. And then I looked at the power bar and it's like right on the bottom. I go, whoops. Too busy goofing around with the new machine today. And I forgot about that aspect of it. I'm getting there, guys. Trust me. It's a Christmas decoration mess over here. Okay, I think I'm back. That wasn't bad. All right. So, I'm charging up. Everything's good. So, how was everybody this morning? That was fun. It's nothing like 30 seconds before you're supposed to go on, you realize that you're not plugged in. And I'm like, oh boy. And of course, you look at the screen and you know there's no way you're going to get through the broadcast without going dead. So, anyway. Good morning. Let's start over. Let's see. Wow, we got a lot of people on here. It says 14 people are watching. Good morning, Chuck. Good morning, Ken Gooch. He says, good morning, fellow brothers in arms. Dave Donnelly's here. Sorry, Dave. I'm not normally this. Well, yes, maybe I am. I don't know. Tom's here. Bert Reggiani's here. Good morning, guys. John Carson's here. Good morning, John. Hope you're doing better. Chris Conley. Good morning. FD. Okay. I love these emails now. Now we get to see what everybody's email looks like. I changed mine. You can go into the handle aspect of YouTube and change it, but it's just not the same. It's frustrating. Okay, Chuck says I'm good. We'll see about that. Loud and clear. Thank you, John. Audio and video are good. It's clear. When I hooked it up this morning, it asked me to set my video parameters for each thing because it does it one time, and then it recommends that I do landscape and photo for YouTube. Or landscape and together. And so if you're on a phone, it'll look different than it. And it didn't tell me I was going to get two screens of me looking back at me. Not good. All right. So we're in Ecclesiastes. Let's not make this a thing, right? We're in Ecclesiastes 10. Gosh, we're almost through the book. I tell you what, this book is awesome. It just... To me, it's not a book that we've ever covered that I can remember, but I remember that when I first looked at it, it looked so intimidating, and I thought, well, Matt Ryan's got to start it, so I don't have to worry about that, right? And then Tom got us going really good, and then I get to able to step in. But it's nice to look at this book because Solomon, he's questioning everything through this book, everything. In today's verses, he talks about the wise man and the foolish man. And I thought before we started with the verses that we should kind of look at Solomon's words, because we all understand the wise man aspect, right? I think we're pretty good with that. But when he calls people a fool, to me, it always harkens back to the guy in the stupid hat dancing around. And he has a much broader look at the word fool. And I think that's what I was really wanted to focus on with this little bit of scripture today, because he talks about the fool, and unless we understand what he means by the fool, then the verses are kind of just, Solomon's main point with a fool is that it's a man that has a way of living that ignores God, refuses wisdom. There's like so many different aspects in Ecclesiastes alone where he talks about a fool. He lives as if God doesn't even matter or the consequences don't matter, as life is short only for a moment. A fool is ruled by emotion. He overreacts, speaks rashly, easily angered. A fool talks too much. He's empty prattle. Okay, he may have me there. Opinionated, careless with his words. A fool also complicates life. Man, we know that guy. Every one of us has met that guy. He just can't seem to get out of his own way. He lacks common sense. He makes things hard. He makes easy things hard. He's exhausting sometimes, that he's just to wear you out because of all the issues and the things you just go, I told you not to do that. He creates unnecessary problems. Solomon has also used examples of a fool as a guy that is morally and spiritually blind. His decisions have no moral basis. They're without humility. And I think my favorite thing is they're if you ever been on a sports team, there's certain players and they call them uncoachable because they just, no matter what you say to them, they do it their way. And so throughout Ecclesiastes, that's how he describes a fool. It's just this guy that it not necessarily looks like an idiot, but he just does stuff that you can't make it up. You can't. To me, it's you can't understand it, and he is without a clue. So let's start off. Let me pull up the verse. And I think I have it right there. This could be a challenge if you're on the profile one. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can control that or not. All right. So the words of a wise man's mouth win him favor, but the lips of a fool consume him. Two different people now. He's basically making a comparison with two different people and how their actions define them. The beginning of the words of his mouth is foolishness, and the end of his talk is evil madness. So I think what he's saying here is that it might start out as just foolish talk, but it can grow into something far more destructive and far less healthy. The fool multiplies words. Though no man knows what it is to be or who can tell him what will be after him. Whew, that's a mouthful, isn't it? Talks too much, basically. He gives you opinions nobody wants, things he isn't well versed in. Jesus gave us this example in Scripture. He said, let your yes be yes. He calls us just to use simple yeses or nos. And I think this is where the humility aspect of a fool lies. It lies in the fact that it has to be bigger. It has to be more. It has to be. And Jesus just say, let your yes be your yes. And then in verse 15, the toil of a fool wearies him, for he does not know the way to the city. That one kind of made me chuckle a little bit when I heard it, because it's like he doesn't even know where he's going. It's a very short section today, which is kind of cool because you can look deeper at that section. He paints this picture of a guy that's lost and can't find his way home. I love that. So today, how do we use these verses? I mean, we know that Scripture was written a couple thousand years ago or more, What does that? How does that affect Steve Drew or Ken Gooch? How can we use these verses in our life? And I think this is one of the easier ones for us as men as we look at these, and we know we can choose better words, right? We can choose more gracious words. What's the thing that Kenny always talks to me about? Taking every thought captive. I have a tendency to blurt stuff out without, and it just comes out. I don't know why. It's always been that way. But we could take every thought captive. Every word that we say, we should examine. We should practice restraint. I love that. I read this yesterday that Solomon thinks we should practice restraint, and I thought to myself, how do you practice restraint? How do you teach yourself to be restrained? But that's obvious. You put yourself in situations that will force you to use it. And if you've ever dealt with people, you know that it's not that hard to find that situation. And then, and fourth, you could seek God's direction. Do we always ask God? And I think we do on the big things. And I think that's the key here. We ask God about this major life change. I'm like, should I take this job? Is this what I should be doing? Should I buy this house, or should I invest this money? There's so many things that we bring before God. We say, God, help me. Should I go to this church? There's so many things. But do we ask God, hey, God, should I turn left at this light or right? God, should I get a chicken sandwich or a Big Mac? I know I'm laughing about this because it seems silly, but to me it's the world we live in. We have a tendency to forget to talk to God, and I think that Solomon is telling us that we really, really need God's wisdom. That's what I have for you today, boys. I hope it was a blessing. Sorry about the computer screw up in the beginning. That was quite a mess. Let's see who else showed up. Anybody else show up? There is so much. Brian Vlaming. Good morning, Brian. I'm glad you could make it. All right. All the computer issues aside, I think this went okay. Have a firmly rooted day, gentlemen. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. John Carson decided to give us something here. Give us a little gem. When we encounter someone lost and not knowing where they are going, we help them. We show them the way instead of pointing out their foolishness. Sharing our wisdom, not pointing out someone else's foolishness. Exactly. I mean, exactly that. The wise man doesn't double down on foolish. In other ways, just because somebody's struggling does not our excuse to call them a fool or treat them as a fool. There's points in most of our lives when we've done something foolish, and I think anybody that argue that point probably is not being honest with himself. I may have more than everybody else, but there are times when we all are the fool. And I think that's the thing that maybe I left out for this. We're human, right? We mess up. We're not perfect. We're flawed. But I think we're on the right track here. So anyway, I did say the firmly rooted thing. So I'm going to sneak out of here. So we're not got lots of time, don't I? I can talk for another half an hour. All right. Talk to you later. Peace.